In this video lecture, we're going to discuss Chomsky normal form. So what is just Chomsky normal form, or CNF? So it should have the following format. So it only have three formats. So first format will be a start symbol that generates null. So for example, our start symbol is A, it yields to null. Second format would be non-terminal generating to non-terminal. So for example, non-terminal S yields to non-terminal A and B. And third format would be non-terminal generating a terminal. So for example, non-terminal S yields to A. Okay, so as a summary, this is only the three format allowed in CNF. So in case there are some violation, we need to convert CFG to CNF, and we need to follow some rules, some steps in converting CFG to CNF. So we have 4 steps in converting CFG to CNF. So let's start with step 1. So in step 1, we're going to eliminate start symbol from RHS. Okay, if there is a start symbol on the right hand side of our rule, it should be removed by creating a new start symbol. Okay, so for example, we have these 3 rules. S yields to A as A or AB. Second rule, A yields to B or S. Third rule, B yields to B or null. And by analyzing the second rule, we can see that S is part of the right hand side. So therefore, we need to eliminate S as a start symbol. Okay? Removing S as a start symbol. How we're going to do that? Let's introduce a new symbol and a new rule. Okay? So for example, I'm going to introduce S prime to become my start symbol, and it will yield to S, which is the original S start symbol. Okay, so introduce S prime and then create a new production that will yield to the original symbol. So now S will not be the start symbol. Okay, if we're going to include this new rule. So as an effect, the new rules will be for the CFG. So including the new rule, S prime yields to S, and then the 3 original rules from the given. Okay, so that's step 1. And then in step 2, we're going to simplify our CFG. We're going to eliminate null production, unreachable production, and the production that has a format of non-terminating yields to a non-terminating symbol. Okay, so going back to our previous step, the result of our previous step. Okay, so for me, I'm going to eliminate first the null production. So the null production okay, involves the 4th rule. B yields to null. So let's remove null in B by substituting null to B on the other rules. So so the other rules that has B are second and third rule. Okay, so first rule, just copy and then apply null to B. So original, we have A as A or AB, and then apply null. So we have A null. So we all know that A null is just A. So just write A here. And then on the third rule, so it will be A implies B or S, and then apply null to B. So now we have 3 results for non-terminating A. So non-terminating B, non-terminating S, and then null. And then just copy the 4th rule and removing the null symbol, since we already substituted it with B on the other rules. So As you can see in this result, we have a new null production that involves A. Okay, so A yields to null. So it means we need to remove this new production. Okay, so anything that involves A, we're going to substitute null. So what are the rules? So second rule, we're going to apply null. So with A is A. Okay, so first rule, same, and then apply null to ASA. So we have two to A, to non-terminating A in the second rule. So it means we going to have four possible results with ASA. So we have ASA as itself, then apply epsilon to the second A. So we have AS, then null on the first, we have SA, and on both, we have S. Okay, and just copy the other two, AB and A. And then on the third, since we already substitute null to other production rule, so we could remove it now on the third production rule. So we have B or S. And then the fourth, just copy it. Okay, since we already eliminated null in our production rule, so we may now check if there are unit and useless production. Okay, so let's check. So there are now useless use, useless production, but we need to check if there are unit production wherein non-terminating yields or non-terminating. Okay, so based on the previous slide, we have these new rules, and we could see that we have unit production. Okay, S yields to S on the second rule, S prime yields to S, okay, the first rule, and then A implies B, okay, on the third rule. So let's start in removing S yields to S. We all know that S yields to S is basically just a loop. The result will be the right-hand side of the original S. So just remove it on the second rule. So it will just be ASA or AB or A or AS or SA. Because if you're going to replace S, it will be just like this 5. Okay, so just redundant. So just write the 5 possible result. So we already removed the S map to S. Okay, so now let's move on with S map to S. So we're in. S will be removed in this production rule and substitute by ASA, AB, AAS, SA. Okay, so the result will be for the first production rule will be this. Okay, and then just copy the second, third, and fourth. And then remove A yields to B. So it involves the third. So the result will be B, non-terminating B will be replaced by small b. So this will be the result for the production rule. And then just copy the fourth. Okay. And aside from that, we also have A map to S or yield to S. Okay, our fourth unit production. So it means S will be replaced by the second rule. So this will be the result in the third production rule. Okay, so S being replaced by the right hand side of the second rule. And then copy the fourth. Okay, so since we already removed the unit production, the null production, and there's no useless production. So now let's proceed with step 3. So eliminate RHS with more than 2 non-terminal So by the way, before we proceed with step 3 and step 4 could be is interchangeable. So you could proceed with step 4 muna before step 3 or step 3 muna then step 4. So it's up to you. Okay. So in this example, we're going to do the step 3, which is the eliminate RHS with more than 2 non-terminals. Don't forget the format of CFG should only CNF rather should only have 2 non-terminal in the right hand side. But in our rules, we have 3 ASA. Okay, that violates that rule. So how we're going to eliminate this non-2 non-terminal, okay, on the right hand side? We're just going to introduce a new variable that will hold the 2 non-terminal. Okay, so that when we introduce a variable and concatenate it with the third variable, it will only be a 2 variable. Okay, so let SA or let X yields to SA. So it means all SA, okay, will be replaced by X. So the result in the first production rule, so it will be AX. So now we have 2 non-terminal. Okay, same as with the second rule, SA will be replaced by X. So now we have AX on the second rule. Now we don't have ASA. It will be rewritten as AX. Okay, and also in the third rule, since we also have ASA in the third rule, so it will be replaced by ASA will be replaced by AX. Okay, so as you can see on the three on the first 3 production rule, we have 2 non-terminal. We only have 2 non-terminal, so we're okay with step 3. So so just copy the fourth. Okay, so we're done with step 3. All are 2 non-terminals. So now let's proceed with step 4. Okay, and by the way, don't forget to include the new production rule. Okay, the X implies SA. Okay, so now let's proceed with step 4. So now we have 5 rules. So in step 4, we're going to remove the non-terminal right-hand side that includes non-terminal and terminal symbol. So for example, A terminal, then B non-terminal. So this is not allowed in CFN. So we need to remove A. Okay, we need to replace A by a non-terminal symbol. So how could we do that? So by introducing again a new production rule that yields to A. So for example, okay, let Y yields to A. So it means all A, okay, all A will be replaced by Y. For those who violated T, non-terminal and terminal in the right-hand side. Okay, so as a result, in S prime, the first production rule, it will be rewritten as, okay, AB will be replaced by YB. So now we have 2 non-terminals, so it conforms with CNF. Same as with the second rule, AB will be replaced YB. So now, again, it conforms with the CNF format. And then on the third rule, AB is also replaced by YB. So it follows the CNF rule. And then just copy the others. Okay, so let's inspect again if all right-hand side of our equation of our rules conforms with CNF. So start could yield to empty. So we don't have empty, so we don't have a problem with the first form. Second, only 2 non-terminal on the right-hand side. So everything follows that rule. And last would be a non-terminal yields to 1 non yields to a terminal symbol. So we also follow that rule. So therefore, this is the CNF equivalent of the CFG. Okay.